Department to designate Boko Haram as a foreign terrorist organization, which took another 2 years to finally pass. Republican Congressman Patrick Meehan, member of the House Homeland Security Committee and chair of the Subcommittee on Counterterrorism and Intelligence, joins us now to talk about this unfortunate set of circumstances that has so many people throughout the world outraged. And Congressman, your first reaction when you heard about this kidnapping of nearly 300 Nigerian schoolgirls?
Well, much the same as I think people all around the world, just the horrible nature of kidnapping of young girls. But it is an aspect of the terror, and it is designed to sort of supplement the message that these militants are driving home, which is one which is designed to tell young women not to be educated, and it's this is a pure act of terror.
We've seen the First Lady come forward today in a very dramatic and emotional way as a mom, as a mother, concerned about other mothers who are now living in constant fear of where their daughters might be. Could they be sold into sex slavery already and human trafficking? And is this sending the right kind of message out to these terrorist groups throughout the world?
Well, yes, I think it is. It's particularly, this is the kind of a thing that touches the sense of every parent anywhere in the world who are worried most about the welfare of their children. And now to feel that a child may not just be kidnapped, but the concept that they could be sold into sexual slavery, and the sense of where are they? So the fear about what may happen well into the future for each and every one of the girls, whether they are collectively together, which is probably highly unlikely at this point, whether they're going to be sent into other countries, which is probably likely at this point. So as the trail goes colder, it gets more and more difficult to account for such a large number, and I think that increases the sense of horror and concern on people all around the country and, frankly, all around the world.
And quite frankly, that's what's so disturbing and frightening about this entire ordeal, because it's 3 weeks past now, so we're getting that cold trail, as you've talked about. And as one of our colleagues, Amy Kellogg, spoke on it, this recently, reporting on it, that if you look at the lay of the land, the terrain out there, looking at it from above the ground, it looks like broccoli. That's how much vegetation is there and overgrowth. So how can we possibly, at this juncture, help them get all the data to try to find out where these girls might be?
Well, it's going to be very, very difficult, and this is one of the frustrations. We believe that we should have been much more aggressive years ago in terms of tracking Boko Haram and collecting the kinds of intelligence, and frankly, being more proactive and aggressive in confronting Nigeria in taking on Boko Haram. They've become increasingly more belligerent, have carried out more and more acts of terrorism, and continue. You know, one of the, they blew up a bridge exiting a town, moving into ostensibly Cameroon, where they went into heavy brush and forests as well. So it's a very difficult trail and a cold trail as well.
And even retaliating with razing a village and actually shooting people there. Congressman, hindsight is 2020. I know in 2011 you made a push for the State Department to declare Boko Haram as a terrorist group. We did not. We failed to do it. The wheels of politics sometimes moves very slow, as we know. But as a member of Congress right now, what can we do? What do you anticipate being done to stop this group from conducting this kind of heinous activity in the future?
Well, sending the advisors and working directly with the Nigerian government and assuring that the Nigerian government is putting the resources and the military resources, because it's not clear that we're not going to see more direct acts of terrorism on the part of Boko Haram. The secondary, and I think the most important question, will be whether we can, by virtue of working with them, be able to identify trails or other kinds of things which will show us where at least some of the girls are, and begin to try to rescue the girls. But I think it's a two-pronged approach, and most of the work will go into supporting the effort to find those girls.
Congressman Patrick Meehan, I really thank you for joining us and shedding some insight on this. And I know you're doing your work there with the Homeland Security Committee, and we just hope that we can find these girls and bring them back safely. Thank you.
Well, thank you for your continuing concern.
Julie?
A major landmark is taking place.